especially.
Well, you're not going to get Tarek Erguide either, so there's your question. There's your answer for that question.
They at least banned out part of it,
Right.
and that's a good half of it to ban out, because Tarek works in so many compositions now with the importance of Armor Shred. Full compositions have been made around that, as illustrated by TSM. They won all their games when they got their full Armor Shred comp, and then they lost when they were taken out of that. So actually, they banned the two main parts of that comp, the Renekton as well.
Yep, I like that. That was kind of they were just looking at each other and said, Renekton? All right, Akali.
Yeah, top laners. Mega Zero's like, no, my favorite Crocodile. We're going to get you back, Void Boy.
Yep, take out the ninja. So now we have our picks that come in here.
Yeah, side boob.
You can see that just Void Boy, he is concentrating, listening to the voice,
Yeah,
listening to the voice of his team. And he says, okay, we'll take up Xin Zhao for St. Vicious.
Void Boy is so patient in Champion Select just because he has so many options. People even forget, he'll top lane Arise. He'll top lane Gragas.
Oh, that was great to see at LCS.
He has
LCS,
he has
Lone
both
Star.
of those in his pocket, and like they can easily run a triple AP comp if they need to. They're so flexible, like I said. As soon as the meta change, that's why I feel so confident with Curse.
Yep.
They'll be ready no matter what changes come out.
So we see the Jarvan and the Nidalee being locked in here. Nidalee actually didn't find any attention in the picks, or rather the bans, I should say. This is the picks now. But we'll have to see if that actually goes to Echo in mid or stays with Mega Zero in the top lane as Nijaki quickly locks himself in a Lux.
All right, so I really liked the EU Luxes. They concentrated even more on AP than they did on cooldown reduction. I'm not going to... He does lock it in. Okay. This can either be the new jungle Tryndamere, which he got his base attack speed buffed, so that was a bit better. But what's been super popular right now, I'm sure everybody's been watching the AP Tryndameres out there. It's just so frustrating to play against because he just heals. He can spam Q on cooldown. And since it has such a high AP ratio, you don't even have to stack up your...
Right, the hits.
Yeah, you don't even have to stack up that Fury before you use it. You can just use it on cooldown, and it heals for a huge percentage of his life.
Yeah. You'll find some deaths in the early game, for sure.
It's okay, though.
It hurts. It hurts a lot, but that
pushing.
lane will be at the inhibitor in no time.
He has so many escapes with his spin and his ultimate that he can just keep on split pushing, waste a whole bunch of that team's time, whether it's a top lane or a jungle Tryndamere. It works out really well. The thing you have to remember, though he's building AP, he's still doing all physical damage. His spin is a physical damage ability. Just because you're using AP to boost that damage doesn't mean you're dealing magic damage. So don't get like a Malady or something, people are saying, because it's going to shred your magic resistance. He's doing auto attacks and he's still doing physical damage.
So what are you going to grab to stop a split push that never ends? You know, and Nidalee is good for that, but you'd have to like switch up the build if you wanted to keep the chase going.
I've only played against an AP Tryndamere once because I haven't been in ranked in a while, but what I had was Vi, and I just camped all the other lanes. Even though the score was like 30-5, he still got one of our inhibitors because he was split pushing so hard, and we barely won the game, even though we were so far ahead. So he's really strong right now. You always have to be wary of that split push. He doesn't even need to take a teleport to be able to exert that presence late game.
That is some scary stuff. We'll see if this Lulu Caitlyn is locked in as well. They're trying to stay as far away from this pop-up spear composition that's coming out here from Marn, and they have one more choice, Kobe. Right now, that's a fierce-looking middle three choices. That's
a nice disengage that they added on to this Tryndamere team, because it's probably going to be Void Boy on the Tryndamere, and they'll just leave him alone top. Just send Void Boy. You can do whatever you want. Keep on pushing. Don't die too many times, but as long as you're getting your minions and you're drawing attention, it'll be fine. We'll be okay because we have Lulu for the Glitter Lance slow. She has great disengage. We also have Lux and Caitlyn, which are amazing poke. And Xin Zhao can knock back people. So they have a lot of disengages for this four-man team that's kind of going to be separate from that the split-pushing AP Trynd if he does decide to go AP. Just because AP is popular right now doesn't mean he won't go a carry Tryndamere.
And we saw Heartbeat playing on Tristana for, I believe, what was their first win last week. So he's going to actually pick that up once again. And we will actually see Mega Zero right now locking in that Cho'Gath for the top lane, and Echo will be throwing out the spears from that AP Nidalee Midalee.
I really liked that Tristana Alistar lane that they run because it's so aggressive and they go for those early kills, and when they get it, you could see it turns out extremely well. He actually rushed that Blade of the Ruined King so they can do the early Barons. That was a really good strategy. If you have a jungler with a Madreds and then an AD carry with a Blade of the Ruined King, that can be a very, very sneaky early Baron like we were talking about last game, and Curse is going to have to keep their wards up, have to keep vision on the rest of the map. And it'll be interesting to see which lane this Tristana Alistar go up against, because if they are able to get that Tryndamere down early, kill him before he has his ultimate, do some early dives and stuff, then they can keep him from getting to that crazy push status until it may be too late.
Right.
If you delay him, you can't stop him, but you can delay him at least another good 15 minutes.
You can try to.
And that's all. Yeah, that's all that you really need to do. So they just can't switch the champions, and you could tell that Saint was obviously wanted to jungle that Xin Zhao, and Voidboy was going to run.
I was watching that for the last second. I was like, they want to switch. He's like, I want to switch right now. So we are going to get that Tryndamere in the top lane. It's going to be pretty fantastic to see Voidboy play that. If you haven't been watching his stream, along with the other 30-some thousand people regularly, you've probably seen it a few times, and you'll usually see him at the enemy's inhibitor turret. And sometimes they'll team will lose, but you'll see that lane is crushed every time.
It's still, every time you see it, it's surprising to see. And he still auto-attacks really hard because of that passive. Once you build up a bunch of Fury,
you get crits.
You're still going to get a lot of extra damage. You're going to have a lot of crit. So you're still doing good auto-attacks.
Those
and
hits.
Even though you've built full AP, and your spin is going to do a lot more. Plus you have that giant heal on cooldown, which is why we see a lot of those AP Tryndameres get cooldown reduction boots, the boots of lucidity, actually.
Right, yeah, and we see a lot of the top laners going for the distortion boots as well for the teleport. We actually saw Psycho Sid tried to do it right off the bat, but really they didn't even use their teleports that often in the game. They weren't, it was kind of not a fast game, but the engagements were kind of just always not where they needed to teleport, or they happened too quick to even help for the teleport.
I think one of the parts of it last game was the fact that it was Singed and Malphite. So if they're close to each other, they can both stop each other from teleporting. So it's like a game of chicken. Whoever teleports first is actually going to lose because the other one will stop them and then try and back off to use their teleport. Then Singed can chase you down, stop yours, and they just ended up not using them. Voidboy actually has Ghost and Teleport right now, so you can tell he's going to go all out split pushing. This is very telling summoner spells for split pushing because Ghost has such a low cooldown compared to that Flash. It's a more reliable escape, especially when you are a melee champion and you want to stick on somebody to keep auto-attacking them instead of that just burst of movement with a Flash.
So coming in with these, being that the healer you said so great with his AP ratios, are they going to want to 2v1 swap this? I think Curse as well.
That's what I was thinking.
You said they want to punish Mega Zero most likely.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, Mega Zero, he might have. It looks like he's expecting a 2v1. He's gone teleport. He has Flash. He's Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath's amazing at wave clear. He's been one of the most popular 2v1s in a while. Maybe he put in the time. I know that they've been practicing nonstop.
For sure.
So hopefully he's confident in his 2v1 now. Though he admitted that weakness, they may have shored it up and fixed that problem.
Maybe they were just really calling it out, and maybe he's like, I'm pulling all
they've got his secret. Yeah, they've got it. I'm just going to go Cho'Gath, easy wave clear with teleport. So I think that the 2v1 switch is going to be interesting because both teams really want to keep those two players down.
And Martin taking a page out of the CLG book, at least for game one here, we have a combination of Alistar and Jarvan again.
Yep. So I love this Jarvan skin too. This is one of my favorite ones. Probably the best recent one that came out.
It is super intense. When I came back from Brazil and I saw that used for the first time, I was like, I wanted to call up the art team and be like, guys, kudos. Fantastic job.
Yes, please get me that one
That
now.
Cataclysm is gigantic, and just look at his sword. Something. Clicky D rocking that one, and we see Saint Vicious on his way out.
So we have almost full inventory here from both supports. Bunch of wards. We get 3 color wards. I love the variety here. No health potions, though, for Atomic N on the Alistar. He is just going to rely on that burst and the bush control that Alistar brings. Yeah, look at this. It's like a football lineup. Everyone's lined up down the line of scrimmage. Everybody's ready here. They just don't want any invades. Interesting that they're saving a lot of their wards. The one put down there for MRN is pretty much, the only one on the map so
one
far.
they just actually threw down near Atomic CN was interesting, and Claky D in that bottom near the Dragon, they threw it on the elbow bush. There's like, no, you shouldn't stand there as a human ward. They have a Lux. You probably get caught out.
This just shows how confident Curse are. They haven't used any wards in their level 1. There we go. We finally have one placed late. So their wards are going to be lasting a lot longer, and they're going to be seeing out these ganks from Claky D that everybody has been aware of. And they know that he's kind of scared because he's been counter ganked so many times that they aren't putting them down too early. They want to keep them up for a while. So we have both on the mid lane. He pays a lot of attention to the mid lane, so Jackie's going to be protected on both sides here.
They were super placed at the same time. We'll see if they use those wards in any certain way rather than just for vision here.
They are doing the 2v1 switches as well.
Yep, and they are going to swap that 2v1 lane as you just said. Let's see. Blue buff going, no, it is going to go to Claky. He's not going to be somehow crazy and go around jungle without blue. So Mega Zero actually going to lane with half a bar of mana here. We'll see if they try to just go really aggro poke on him right off the bat.
Yeah, he did start with the flask, so he's got a little bit of mana regen, but only 1 health potion on top of that means that he'll probably go back first of these 2 top laners and use his teleport really early. When you use a teleport really early like that, just to buy up, he's going to have a lot more health on his tower, and he's also going to be able to stock up on a lot more potions and get back there quick for another wave clear.
Both of the laners probably figuring they were going into that 2v1 and just what everybody's been doing lately.
Claky.
Buying up that Doran's. Claky looking for some early aggression here as he's trying to go all the way through and behind.
Again, his first gank, always walking right over a ward. Kind of feel bad for him. This could be very dangerous. It looks like Saint's not even going to come up here, though. Voyboy feels safe by himself. He's got a spin. He's got
Deja Vu.
There it is. And Saint also going to walk by that ward. Both of them have the same idea. They want to pick on Mega Zero because they know he's not that great at the 2v1s. But this time, he has learned. He put his defensive ward, and he'll back right out.
The homework has been done by both of these teams, and it's mirrored on both sides. We see Voyboy backing out the same way Mega Zero is in the bottom lane. These guys are just calling each other's hands right now. This should be an amazing game, Kobe.
Yep, the early turrets, even before 4 minutes, we're going to have both of them going down.
Wow.
The top one going to take a little bit longer, but nobody's going up to defend it, so it will be an even trade. And we see the immediate recall here from St. Vicious as Elements goes into ward deep, so they want to keep pushing this lane.
And what better for Super Wednesday of Super Week to be the earliest turrets of the LCS ever. For both teams there just before 4 minutes. 4 minute was exactly the mark for that first turret, but both teams have managed to just go ahead and crush down these turrets. Now in the second tier ones, both of these teams continuing to mirror each other. MRN and Curse just going out for blood right off the bat.
The only difference here is that it's actually a pink ward from MRN in this blue buff, so they know that there's no ward from Curse, and Curse just has a regular ward up in this top 4 Elements and Cop. But Caitlyn, you can see, just one of the best split pushers, especially when paired with Lulu. Lulu has a great wave clear. One of the few supports that has an amazing wave clear, can actually help Cop a lot with that.
Looks like he's going to stay and just try to get that damage in until his mana bar is empty. Good wards are keeping them safe all throughout that bottom side of the jungle. As finally Claky D makes his way towards that side. A little too late to give any help. We'll have to see where the junglers really come into presence next.
Very even game. They're pretty much even on health, even on these 2 damage turrets. Voyboy, you can say, pushing this top turret in, and he is a lot. He's double the CS. It's pretty small numbers right now, so double's not that huge of a deal, but he is ahead.
And that red elixir on to Voyboy. Talking about 7-3 or 7-3, yeah, 7,300, if you will. Numbers are cool. To 7,000 gold right now, so the gold lead isn't really all there.
I like what they're doing here.
Turrets are even. What's that?
Instead of having the switch lane for the AD, sending AD and support top, they just come middle because they have Voyboy. Voyboy can split push that top really easily. He's ahead of Cho'Gath, and Tryndamere is fine against Cho'Gath. He can handle his own up there. So they send 4 people middle, and they force MRN to come over and deal with this. It looks like Tristana's going to try and sneak out some more CS in this bottom lane, though.
Mega Zero is not liking that matchup so far. We can already see Trynd has 37 AP, so it looks like he has that AP locked in right in the room page as well, and it may be running health per level as he's getting pretty tanky too.
I also like the fact that we have a Lux versus a Nidalee in the middle, both very poke-heavy champions that rely on that blue buff late game. And since we have had invades from both teams, each team has wards on the other on their opponent's blue buff. So when those do come up, those will be points of contest that will be pretty hot action.
See mid lane being pushed just as well here by MRN. Cop or Curse is not found to do what they were just doing. Bottom lane being pushed by Cop right now as the mid looks to go down. Nijeki can't do much but just kind of burst him out here with that front end. He does get Clicky D quite low though. St. Vicious doesn't want to dive into 4.
Level 6 means that he's going to have that laser, one of the best wave clears. Since it's only level 1 right now, Final Spark has a pretty decent cooldown. It's not down to that 25 seconds quite yet. So he's going to have to wait a few more waves, but it looks like they want to get some pressure back, and these middle turrets, still pretty even. It's really going to be whoever gets that can get the dragon after, because both teams have a lot of wards around this dragon, and they haven't been able to clear out the vision.
Well, they got to be careful if we look just at the sidebar of champions.
There's
here.
A blue contest.
A bit of a blue contest. They may just go for Baron. They take this. Heartbeat has a bit of damage on him. He's far back, though. Echo has no mana in that mid lane. They're just going to maybe pressure this dragon if they can push him off of this.
I really like that they backed off the dragon because they know that blue buffs are so important. If they have blue buff on Jackie and there's no blue buff for Nidalee, then they have a huge advantage in a team fight. They can continually spam out their poke, whereas Nidalee will run pretty quickly, and it looks like that's exactly where Sane is going, giving up that not rushing the dragon and going to secure their own blue buff to make sure that Echo doesn't sneak over there and grab one.
Great call and good move coming in from Curse, keeping it safe. This is really what we've seen from a lot of the teams. I guess what we would have seen from an old Curse is that that dragon would have happened. You know, they may have won the fight since they're up, but this is how you keep that advantage, and we even saw Counterlogic do it in their last game. Slow and steady wins the race. Just, yeah, watching
you can see that
in the top
Tryndamere
lane. Every dispel is used defensively, and that's when the lane gets agitated.
AP Tryndamere is such a bully, and since they did that change to the Fiendish Codex where it doesn't add mana regen, it's a really great first buy for him. You're not wasting anything by buying a Fiendish Codex because it's exactly what you want. You have cooldown reduction as well as AP. We have 2 people coming in to gank, but he's AP Tryndamere. He is not scared. He actually might even want to get a hit on him.
He still is just trying to kind of toy with him here, knowing that they can't do much and he's going to eventually spin away. They consider that to just be a null and void.
Some wasted time right there.
Yep.
There's really no point in going to gank that lane. You can't even get a kill. Even if there's no tower, there's no backup for Void Boy, you're not going to accomplish much by sending 2 people against an AP Trynd.
So we're 9 minutes into this one, and what we saw fast kills last game, about 5-0 at this point. It's now 0-0. We haven't really had anything happen. Not that the ganks have even failed, really. We just haven't seen too many ganks.
Yeah, besides that 1,000 global gold, or it's not even 1,000, what is that, 4, 5, 600, there we go. Besides that small gold advantage for Curse, they really still have that intangible advantage of the blue buff, but they haven't shoved with it. I really thought that they might try and take advantage of that early and force a team fight when they have the blue buff advantage, but they're just taking it slow, taking out all the wards here down by Dragon, and just they're content to just hold this lead because they know that Void Boy is going to be a beast in that top lane. Yeah. He's just increasing his lead over and over.
That's exactly what I was just going to say. They're pretty much saying, let's not do a damn thing until Void Boy reaches the inhibitor.
They've got all the vision now finally covered for Dragon, so they'll make a move at it. It's going to be
ooh, there's a teleport coming in from Mega Zero. This is going to be a slow teleport, though, definitely telegraphed in. The spears from the side, so they're split with Nidalee on the top, but that's an easy entry for her on this fight. Void Boy left in the top lane, still has a chance to teleport in. Not really seeing too close of a ward, though. It's kind of up by where Echo is as they pass across it. Looks like they're going to head back into mid. And Void Boy's really going to get a good push out of top from this.
Yeah, it would have been nice if MRN could go for that dragon when they have the numbers advantage, but Lux being on the other team is so dangerous. Her kit is perfect for stealing dragons.
Yep.
He can do the full combo. If he hits it right, then it's just going to make MRN feel bad. Claky looked like a silly Jarvan over there, missing his smite, and it's a lot of burst damage to deal with. It's a good job by them not taking that chance.
We can see Mega Zero finally able to take a few shots from Voidboy without being too annoyed, and he can get into lane to farm at least at that halfway point. But we haven't seen too much from him, and now he's stuck in that top lane if Voidboy were to teleport. I see Marn putting a little bit of aggression in mid, but you're calling it, Kobe. Nyjackie just completely siege clearing everything with his laser over and over again. They may have seen him backing through a bit of Fog of War there, and they may try to go for a dragon? No, they're just making sure the dragon's not happening.
Yeah, they know that his laser is down, so they could have been the chance to go for it. But again, it's so risky this early game, and they don't have the vision advantage.
Wow, getting poked down to half health from just one QW. Yi on Xin, and he didn't even, or Xin Zhao, sorry, and he didn't even use his ultimate.
Yeah, he's pretty squishy. He's actually gotten the Cage's lucky pick for that early gold per 5 since they knew that this was going to be a sort of drawn-out game.
Yeah.
Again, like we said, Marn's last game, last week, where they got their win, 25 minutes before First Blood. We're on track, but it's not even halfway yet.
We got a ways to go. The tea is almost ready, but we are poised and waiting for one of these teams to grab it, and it could be Marn to tarnish Curse's perfect record here in this game. They feel confident enough about this. You can see they have 2 wards on both exits from that Marn's jungle into that dragon area, so they're very safe on that take there and only waited until that point.
They just wait until Heartbeat and goes back to base. They took advantage, and that's really all you have to do is be patient, wait for the perfect opportunity when someone's buying, and since they had so many wards, they spent a lot on those pink wards around dragon, and since they had so much vision control, they are finally rewarded with that dragon, and there's still no kills, whereas Voidboy takes the top turret finally. Oh, he doesn't. One more hit. Silly, silly boy.
He's just waiting. Oh, he missed that one. Tried to throw out the mocking shot, but Mega
Zero's no chicken.
No chicken. Turned around. It looks like he actually gets himself a ward there. So even if his turret goes down, he kind of wants to still stay in that lane enough. He knows Voidboy isn't crushing his health down and doing damage. He's just annoyed in the lane.
Yep. He has completed his Nashor's Tooth, though, which is basically the core item for these AP Tryndameres. So much attack speed to stack up your Fury quicker, and the AP and cooldown reduction. It's just everything that he really needs. Probably upgrade his boots with those Lucidity next, and he still has that fort pot because they weren't able to put that early pressure on him that we were talking about, the way that you set back AP Tryndameres early.
Yeah, we saw him actually going for damage when they did try to gank him. He kind of almost spun back into it.
Took it as a challenge. Challenge accepted.
Hard mode, okay. And there he goes in again, dodging the rupture. Very nice job in that top lane. Even fighting Mega Zero with an entire siege minion wave there next to him. It doesn't even matter. One quick Q and he's back in the fight. Nyjackie kind of blowing away on that mana bar in mid, but he'll be all right. That blue buff is on him. Let's see if Marn actually went and got theirs as well. Echo did get his second blue buff, so he's kind of back in control of that mid lane. 19,000 to 17,500 gold right now. The CS, it's actually looking pretty good for Voidboy in the top lane, but that's not a huge discrepancy between those two, 120 to about 100. And all the way around, it's pretty even.
Yeah, and I like how he goes up to use his spinning slash next to Mega Zero and uses it as a gap to get some distance away from him. He still gets the damage, but he also gets the escape there. Just a little harass even when he's running away. We also see Heartbeat again, the second time, rushing that Bilgewater Cutlass that will probably turn into a Blade of the Ruined King. Don't think he's going to go with the Hextech Revolver. Although, AP Shoshana, really fun to watch.
Oh, Voidboy getting hit out here. He does have that red buff on, but one quick spin means win. And he's able to get out of that one. 15 minutes here into the game, Kobe. We're 10 minutes away from that first blood mark of our last Marn game. Will these two be able to hold out long enough? They're both playing super cautious, so that's what we're looking at right now.
Claky D clearing out another ward, and it looks like the junglers have pretty much mirrored their builds as well. Both of them going with the early upgrade for that Wriggles Lantern for the long haul here. And then Claky could turn that into a Locket as well, but it looks like he might be rushing the Aegis of the Legion instead. Finally, we have the Blade of the Ruined King, so now we have instant Baron pressure.
Echo's spears just missing Nyjackie each time. We can see Mega Zero stacking up in that top lane. Hasn't actually finished anything off of that Catalyst, but I don't think he's been back to buy either. They're really just Voidboy and him have been facing off, and neither of them have really had a purchase to scale into this kind of mid-game now.
So I'm waiting for Curse to group up. Next time that the blue buffs come up, they're probably going to contest something. We have to always be wary of Mega Zero's teleport. So they want to poke, but they want to let AP Tryndamere do his thing and shove that lane. And just, if they're good with the disengages, with that Lulu, with that Lux, then Curse's 4-man should be able to poke out Marn's 4-man group and leave those top laners to themselves. Then Curse will slowly get that advantage and roll it in as Voyboy goes in for the last hit on the turret.
He does get that hit on the turret. P is still yet to back, as we were just saying. Voyboy, or rather Mega Zero, has backed. He quickly picked up that Rod of Ages from the Catalyst spot. So he definitely spent a good amount of gold picking up some wards for himself in that top lane. Voyboy is just still farming over and over and over. Atomic taking some damage there as they get control of that mid turret. Looks like Marn and the team trying to come back in and give him a little bit of aggression, but I don't think they're going to get any sort of a push out of this. We'll have to see what Voyboy grabs on that back.
We should be seeing some action soon, because with that huge global gold advantage, they just got 2 turrets for Curse, and Cop cleared that bottom wave. Since he's going for the Infinity Edge, they'll definitely want to fight when Cop's got his Infinity Edge while Tristana is still sitting on a Blade of the Ruined King, because that's a huge discrepancy in AD carry value. Caitlyn with her huge range will be able to shoot them down from the back, whereas the Blade of the Ruined King's really more effective only on very high HP targets.
And notice that we're not going to get that out of Curse this time, so really that's going to be super objective focus for them.
I mean, AP Tryndamere, he has great sustain and he heals up and he's very hard to kill, but he doesn't do that by stacking lots of HP, so Blade of the Ruined King not very effective against him, and Saint probably going to go for that Locket, which is going to be a shield, not maximum HP.
Marn trying to grab this up for Echo once more. The blue buff, I believe.
Oh my goodness.
No, not stolen
So
away.
close.
Very close. Not exactly. Almost grabbing it, and it's going to be Clicky D. So it still goes to good use. All of them using mana anyways, but it's still going to hurt if it is going to be able to go to Nijaki on the other side. We'll see that discrepancy in a fight that means so much more now once they have those items.
Yeah, I mean, he forced them to use this tension. We could have our team fight. Cop hasn't been able to finish Infinity Edge, though. He still needs the Combine cost.
Yeah, you said that Smite was down, and that is another good reason to go for this Dragon as well. They're going to try to get some damage on this just yet. St. Vicious goes in on Claky D. They actually might just take the blue buff from him, and they are able to get him out. Another dash coming in from St. Vicious. Good damage there. Burst onto Atomic. He's forced to throw down the ultimate. Heartbeat has some good damage in coming from the outside, though. He's forced to jump at St. Vicious, so his gap closer is used, but he goes back into the fight now. It looks like Claky D could go down. He does. Voyboy just swings on top of him, and they're now pushing Marn out of the Dragon Pit. A good few kills there. St. Vicious did go down earlier, but a 2-for-1 so far as Voyboy continues to spin into the fight. Will he have what it takes? That Q goes off and he puts himself back up. 75% health. It's enough to initiate there. He's got another Q ready. Voyboy continues to spin. He tries to cut off Echo to the right, but he heads topside. Nidalee too slippery for that engagement, and they could turn back in here. Voyboy quickly swipes away.
Yeah, and he used his ultimate, but it wasn't too much of a waste. At least he gave him a max Fury bar, and he has a blue buff, so the cooldown will be right back up. It's only a 60-second. Now it's down to 40, and he dives again. There's another laser.
Wow, Voyboy, balls of steel right now, just completely diving through the turrets. Like you said, his ultimate down. He was the one to pick up that blue buff off the last engagement. So that's for Marn now.
Ballsy recall right there inside the trees there from the little pixie. He feels fine though. Another nice binding out here from Jackie, just slowing them down. They know that they want to contest this dragon, so everybody's going to have to come back. Looks like Elements is going to be the last one to the party.
He will be quite far off, Kobe. A good push in that top lane, but Voyboy's teleport is down, so nobody's going to get to that.
Whether Ultimate's back up though.
Goes good or bad. 2 wards sitting in that bush. They have all the vision they want right now. There's the initiation. Jackie just on the outside. He forces that one in. Well, the shield comes out. He's able to dodge back and forth. He puts himself in for a great final spark positioning. It looks like Saint catches the spear as he walks back in. It's going to be 2 going down for Marn once again. Saint is the first one again down. Deja vu here, but it looks like Voyboy is able to clean up a few more this time. Can he get that last mocking shout? Here comes Ace in the hole, and it's going to take down Heartbeat over the shoulder of Voyboy. 4-for-1 as Echo makes it out.
That was a little bit disjointed for Marn. We had Claky D, the only one diving. They saw Jackie, Half-Life, little mana, no blue buff, so they wanted to take that fight to him, but there was no backup for Klakey. He just got destroyed inside, and Voyboy was able, you can't take down an AP Tryndamere quickly, so anyone else on the other team is going to be shot first, and we'll take a look at that replay. Oh, no, we won't. Just kidding. But that was a huge loss for them. They took down pretty much the entire team, and they grabbed the dragon. It doesn't look that good for Marn. They don't have the dive to even take out Jackie when he was at half life like that.
And back to the top lane, Voyboy is going to be able to soak this up. 200 CS as he has just crushed. He was left in that top lane for a few of the first dragon engagements that didn't go down, and we're just seeing him now 3, 0, and 4. I made the joke that he may die a few times before he makes it to the inhibitor, but he's been making all the right moves, and he's just becoming a huge AP Tryndamere right now. Good core items being finished for both AP mids. You got that Rabadon's coming in on top of that Chalice, or I'm sorry, not the Chalice, Athene's Holy Grail. The Fiendish Codex on one side with the stacking tier, so it gives them both good fight potential in having mana and mana regen on one side. We'll just have to see who can hit those skill shots.
Yeah, it's 2 death caps to 1 right now because Voyboy actually finished his as well.
Just bought that out of nowhere.
Yeah, and then we also have the Infinity Edge. Cop didn't have his completed Infinity Edge right in that fight, but he got so much money that he was able to finish it, small combat cost, and then also stack that Zeal, so he has extra crit, and he's going to be doing a huge amount from that backline. Whereas Tristana, since he got that Blade of the Ruined King, the Zeal doesn't stack that well with it. I mean, the attack speed is going to get you be able to proc that passive more and take down very high HP targets, but like we said, neither of these divers for Curse are building high HP builds. There's no Warmogs coming out. It's just they're focused on heals and shields instead of stacking HP.
They actually don't have a Giant's Belt, I think.
No, this first game maybe.
First 2013 that does not have a Giant's Belt.
No Giant's Belt.
So 7-2 here, 23 minutes into the game, 36,000 gold to 28,000. Curse seems to be taking quite a demanding lead here as they go for the slow roll into the base. Marn not making it easy, though, as they're trying to hold off this defense. It looks like they're actually able to just kind of multitask this one and keep Clicky D and Mega Zero both occupied. St. Vicious taking some damage here. It looks like Voyboy can't make it to it in time, but he knocks him out of the ultimate. St. Vicious just walks out of that one nonchalant.
Barely gets away. Actually, he's really in trouble after that one. And now Klakey defending a dead turret.
Here we go, Voyboy going in, trying to get down to Klakey D. Not the damage he's looking for, but he's able to get that spinning slash in for the damage. It's going to scale too, and it looks like Elements is the one that took the spear there. They're kind of all over the place in their initiation here. It looks like Voyboy may be able to make it out alive on this when he throws down the Undying Rage. He is pretty hurt. That exhaust wore off pretty early, but a great rocket jump coming in.
That is a silver lining right there. We have a double kill for Heartbeat, gets the spree off of the bounty. AP Tryndamere. That is huge for him. They really need a lot more damage coming from Tristan because she's great late game. She's got a really high range as well as an attack speed steroid that she can start leveling up. She's actually maxed that first, so she's going to have a really good late game. It's only going to get better from here. She went early Blade of the Ruined King, so it's there behind fairly early. Her next item is going to have to be a high impact item like a it looks like it may be a Last Whisper going for the penetration.
And it's really interesting because I feel like that puts a lot of reliance on Echo and Atomic to keep tabs on what he's doing. He has 0 sustain for himself without any lifesteal, so he's forced to position perfectly in every fight.
Yeah, what they're really going to need is to use Alistar as that bodyguard and try and keep Curse off of their back line and just wait for Echo to land a few good spears. They have to soften up Curse before they go in, because if it's a straight up 5-on-5, Curse are so strong right now, they just have the huge item advantage and they'll just win by pure gold amounts. So they need to soften them up first or catch somebody out.
Well, they know the gold is there. They're advancing the kits that come along with their champion, synergizing right now that static Shiv along with, we said, the pushing force of a Caitlyn Lulu lane. So they're just going to be able to crush that down. Voyboy really hasn't been leaving the lane that he's in with 230 CS to his name right now, just waiting for that teleport to come in on the split push. Once Curse starts it, really, it's just kind of been back and forth, a few objectives here and there. Marn was able to grab a dragon for himself, but right now behind 9,000 gold, 8-4, This is going to be difficult.
Yeah, Element's actually double stacked. He's got an Oracles and throwing down the pink ward there inside Baron. This is really what they need to do. Start denying vision. This is pretty much a deja vu of last game where CLG slow rolled it in. Curse are pretty much in the same position. They've got themselves a very nice gold lead. We even have the Lichbane completed on AP Tryndamere, which is really the last piece to the puzzle.
Yeah.
Because now his auto attacks, not only are they stacked up from his kit, but he's also going to benefit from that AP damage with every other auto attack after a spell use.
It's really all-out aggression mode for Curse right now. Any fight would feel comfortable for them. They just want to make sure they have vision on it. Spears coming out as they try to prep that Baron to see if they can get any free damage away. Nijaki grabbing some vision as well here. Do they have any super deep wards over there? It looks like they just kind of have that one right around the backside of Baron. So they don't see what's happening behind Wraiths. They decide to back off for now and clear out what they can.
Curse are happy to do that 4-man versus 4-man split like I was talking about at the beginning of the game, because Voidboy with the Lichbane will just murder towers at this point. He can clear waves so quickly with the spinning slash, and then even just hitting the tower once with a Lichbane charged auto attack and then backing out will take that down very quickly. And the rest of the 4-man team from Curse over here has so much disengage. Even though a nice spear lands on the elements, will take him down to 50%. So that's a good sign for Marty. Right. He's just going to have to land 2 on the same target. So
Voidboy actually able, or Mega Zero rather, able to push off Voidboy here. So we do see that he can be stopped in a split push now that Mega Zero has come to his full build. Let's see what they can do as they back off. They're trying to get themselves back into somewhere. They probably just want this mid turret. Will it be a Baron dance for Curse?
Those traps from Nidalee actually are doing pretty good work there, stopping Voidboy as well, because since he has the Morellonomicon, he gets that free healing debuff if Tryndamere is low enough, and that is a huge advantage when you're fighting someone like Trynd who just abuses that heal mechanic.
They are going to go for Dragon right now. Kobe.
They've got so many wards on Baron. It's free. They're getting a free objective. They're like, okay, we're gonna grab this money, and then we'll go right back to our old position. Voidboy slowly getting 1 hit at a time on that top turret. Actually, they're just gonna back him up and shove it right in.
Voidboy staying in the bottom lane. That last Whisper finally finished, coming in for Heartbeat here. We'll have to see if he can really just shred through. There's not much defense coming in for Curse, but it looks like he does have the damage. To see if we pointed out before, if he can stay safe, being in the base would make it easy. He has walls to hide behind now, but that's not going to stop Voidboy from diving that back line. A little bit of damage coming out.
Grabs that.
Kind of poised. Good damage though from those spears. Like you said, it's good to see that. I think it was one of the first ones that we saw actually hit elements just a few minutes ago. So we know what kind of damage those can do. Can he so-called mandatory cloud them into a fight here?
They do have some hope. I mean, look, Copson at Half-Life right now, he's going to have to go lifesteal off some creeps, but if they're able to get those high-priority targets low before it starts, then they do have a chance. Voidboy, though, he just, that 1 hit on a turret, you can see, Lichbane charge, and he can just spinning slash right back out. It's already at half-life down here. Plus, there's no blue buff on that Nidalee. So eventually, Jackie with his blue buff is going to be able to outpoke him.
Voidboy wants that turret. He wants 1 more hit on it. Martin is just forced to try and guard this out here, completely turtled up. Curse doesn't even have Baron right now. This is just all out 5-on-5 regular fighting. They don't need it. Mega Zero getting caught, but no initiation to come from there. Just a little bit of poke to prep them and squish them up. Good damage coming from Copy. Tries to get another shot in. The laser now at 24 seconds with that blue buff on Nijaki. That binding hitting Jarvan this time. They're just looking for the right grab, but props to Marn for only putting the beef out in the front there.
So many shields, too, for Curse. Both the Lulu and the Lux. Lux's shield is just so... Oh, they get another hit on the turret. Those things are just chunking it down. Voidboy can grab 1 more of those, then it'll be all she wrote for this turret.
Oh, he locks down Heartbeat with a mocking shout. That's going to allow him to cause him to stay in the back. He can't really get in quickly. We're going to see a lot of damage onto Nijaki there. He's forced to flash back out of the fight. He gets the final spark off. If he goes down, he's done his job, but he stays alive. 1 for him, 1 for Double Lift as they start to clean up Martin in the base. Mega Zero this time cannot hold off Voidboy as it's Cop versus Heartbeat. The tops and the ADs versus each other. He could be finished on the fountain, but no, Voidboy goes down as well to the laser. He's not impenetrable to everything. And it looks like they are going to be able to take down these Nexus turrets. Kobe, a great push there by Curse.
Undying Rage just like all the other invulnerabilities, will not protect you from that fountain laser. Voyboy just checking the mechanics, making sure it still works as usual, and congrats to Curse. They are going to shove this one in. That's going to be the Nexus turret.
That'll be another W for Curse, and that means they stay undefeated in the LCS, this time versus MRN.
Oh,
Nexus turret
kill.
almost down. Clickety comes in one last time. And there is your 7-0 Curse in the NALCS, getting up to go shake the hands of Team MRN.
Report Atomic N, padding the stats there. They've given them another free kill.
So a definitive win, again, very cautious and just